I cannot figure out a way to say it, so I'm just gonna say this. Filmed this out 3 times. Anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, I just noticed that only about 8.3% of you who watch my videos are subscribed. So, if you are there than 91.7%, if you do enjoy my videos, please subscribe. It doesn't hurt, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Love you guys. See you in a sec. Okay, so back to the episode. Love you. Bye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 1 of our series, playing as Goering. So I have the Goering expanded mod on, so it will be very, very interesting. So today we're of course playing as the Reichstag Emergency Council. Interesting. Once humbled by their failures in the Weltkrieg, Germany once more rose from the prominence of the leadership out of Hitler in 1930, thanks to the failures of the Allies World War II and a complete German victory. Germany now presides over the most powerful empire on Earth, but despite her victory, Germany controls remains tenuous at best, racked by an economic crash that's frozen the nation for a decade. And with massive slave caps providing for the German people, the population began to protest. The nation is now trapped in a series of student protest machinations of the German bank. I don't know why we're led by the emergency council per se, but I guess this is part of the, Goering expanded. I guess Hitler is no longer our leader. Like he's technically, I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna see what happens, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Hopefully, it's gonna be a lot of fun for all of us here today. I really am looking forward because I do want to play as the Confederacy at one point. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And just because I want to play the Goering expanded mod, because it does seem to add a lot of cool things in, and I'm of course very interested to see those very, very cool things. Region info, nuclear forwards, German militarist GUI. Yes, that's great. Reichstag Emergency Council. The Fuhrer's tragically passed, and the Reich shocked by the news. After all, who could expect such an invincible man to die? Not the Reichstag, apparently. Despite the Fuhrer's clear designation whose successor will be, many within the government are up in arms, and the reformist conservatives and hardliners fanatics are at each other's throats. Well, that's interesting to see. New Fuhrer's inauguration, the main contenders. Anyway, I guess we can, no, we can't do anything with that. But we have Walter Huel, so that's nice. I have no idea where, let's just go. Let's not get them. A research slot available. Let's research this. Let's research that. Let's research that. Let's research that. Free dockyards. I guess we can do something with those. Convoy. Always get the convoys. The brown eminence in my dictionary duty is written in capitals. Bormann. I guess I don't have a national focus, which is quite unfortunate. Hitler's dead though, which is quite sad. No name, but together new Fuhrer's inauguration, based per constitution, everyone is collectively ignored for the past 30 years. The main contenders of the Fuhrer show paid little attention to the emergency council, being themselves a bench warmers at best and the subordinate traitors at worst. Interesting. Let's get some basic jets. Civilian factories we'll try and build in our area, of course. Infrastructure, internal parliament, sure. The Gilded Reichsmarshal. My measures will not be crippled by bureaucracy. Yes, sir. The end of the missile crisis, we've staved off midnight for now. Indeed we have. Indeed we have. They have interesting things. They're quite interesting to see. The Reich's not greatest work with this Albert Speer. Free civilian. We still have civilian factories available. Damn. I'll take it. Sure though. I won't say no to civilian factories. The Adler is launched. Hoist the Reich's flag. National debt. First man inform us of the politics for those schemers. Hoist the Reich's flag. Indeed we will. The Reich's last contest, the final frontier, the blonde beast. There's no problem which the Gestapo cannot solve. Domino effect, the war goes cold. Allies and diplomacy acquired if we are to succeed. Interesting. Unfortunately we can't do much. I don't know if we can do much of this GUI. But you know, I don't know how to do much. Assassin strikes at the Führer. Scars are exposed to the world. Reich celebrated members of the German RSD briefly locked down the city. Briefly hostile. I don't know. I didn't even know we had a Führer. You know, it doesn't say we have a Führer. It says we just have a Reichstag Emergency Council. I'm very confused. Very, very confused. But it is what it is. At least we're gaining some support, you know. Hitler addresses the nation. I guess this is still part of it. The militarist Hermann Goering. Hermann Goering. We're going to divert. No, let's divert infantry equipment. Sure. We want to get some guns ready to go. I guess we don't get a focus. I guess not. Interesting. Interesting. The militarist. Bypassed. Oh. Hopefully it didn't crash. Although it might have. Which would be quite unfortunate. So just give it a minute. Very patient with this. The militarist. Here we are. Sending the here. The student protests Hitler named Goering's successors war on the horizon. Send in here. Slightly decreases public meetings regulated. TikTok, a meeting with the Führer. Spear that foolish idealist. I don't know why I don't know if Hitler's still kicking around or not. I'm very, very confused. Goering said with Slew, I haven't seen you get ghastly. I haven't seen you since that ghastly shooting. Doesn't surprise me that you're walking it off though. Hitler's fleshy style face was scrunchy and confusing. His bright blue eyes are son Reichsmarshal. My Führer is truly honorably named your successor. Well, Goering can kick around. I don't know how Hitler's still kicking around, but you know it is what it is. Making our move. Then secure the streets. I want to do that first since it gives us more political power gain, which would be quite helpful. So I'm probably going to do that first. Student protests intensely. What? The student revolt. For the sake of the Führer, remain calm. Well, I don't have political power to pay for these jokers. Ugh. Terrible. Martin Bormann looks to be at the top, though, which is quite unfortunate. No economy minister, which is also unfortunate. Society development doesn't look to be going too great, I'll be honest with you. Most things don't look to be going too great in the Reich. I'm just probably going to do his first focus 3, and then next episode we'll start with the actual Civil War as we usually do. But it's very interesting how quickly started with the Führer being kicked off immediately. The Reichstag Emergency Council. How's the U.S. kicking around? Smashing the crested wave. Richard Nixon, there he is. The man, the myth. And Lester B. Pearson. The liberals. The Tories, the liberals, and the Secreds. And the CCF. Oof. I guess he's at war with someone. Just paused again, unfortunately. Oof. There we are back. Great Bulgarian game. Oh my gosh, I don't really want to play the Great Bulgarian game. You know what? We're playing as my boy Goering. No need to worry about the Great Bulgarian game. We'll save our political power. We'll save our stuff because of my boy Goering. He's coming for you. He's gonna beat you. It's your boy Goering. Divert infantry equipment. Yeah, let's divert some more infantry equipment. Send it into here. Disaster averted. The disaster. Hitler's condition worsens. Not great. Secure the streets. That gives us a lot more political power. The army marches on. Sacrifices must be made by all for the glory of the Reich. Beijing is defeated. I'm gonna pause for a minute, but I will be back. Do not worry. Back in a second. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am back a day later now, so sorry about that. So we're gonna do, well, we could send over additional guards, but I don't think we're gonna do that because my boy, Goering is not that kind of guy. We're gonna secure the streets though. So just gonna secure the streets. The Reichstag Emergency Council. Deserters get no mercy for him, Bloody Ferdinand. Erwin Rommel, Hans Speidel, even Hermann Goering himself, the field marshal's name is sent to favor along from the wider bureaucratic circles. Interesting. I'm gonna pause real quick so I can knock off some. Taking me a second. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Sorry about the wait. But we are back, and hopefully it's running a bit faster. I probably should just restart my computer because I haven't done that in a long time. But you know, it is what it is. Blow hard. Politician, flyboy, power hungry. In remembrance of the hero, the Reich Morans. But for how long? Poor Goebbels. Poor Goebbels. The darkest corner of the Volksschau. Felix had never seen the grandest cities in Germany. Felix received the order and be his last when he read the Burgundian embassy. He hated Burgundy. Each time he passed the embassy, there would be people present at most. Burgundy liked to keep things secret. Provided only a minimum amount of staff needed to get the job done. The few diplomats were skilled. They would only respond in short phrases. If you pushed them to say more, you would be glared at. Such is the nature of the shadow state. Felix pondered. Felix was walking slowly through the Volksschau, through the Burgundian embassy, when the question pierced his thoughts. Why was he needed to talk to Burgundians? What would be expected from them? The tension in the city was pressing on him. His body began to church as he saw the door. But Germany was failing, and Burgundy knew it. Would he be killed if he went in there? Would he die if the opposite of the giant Himmler portrait in the Black Man, or even if he needed to speak with a diplomat? Felix realized he shouldn't get a response. There was something big developing between Germany and the Shadow State. The door was reached now. Felix had the doors open. Nothing. The large room of the house, the Burgundian embassy, was emptied, clean, and the walls remained. This was all planned. Felix thought Burgundy left the country to die, and they would not be coming back. Gone too soon. Well, at least they're still in the faction, you know. we should probably play as them, so I'm kind of interested to play as the Shadow State. See how they do. There we are. Oh, we can divert infantry equipment. We'll have a big enough army, so it might be actually still worth it to do that. Because we will have a big army. And a pretty good position also, so. Guns won't hurt. Let's get my boy Martha Schmidt. Secure the streets. And we have secured the streets finally. There we go. We could go before the Reichstag. Let's supply local divisions. Let's do that first. Actually no. Let's not do that first. Let's get go before the Reichstag. The successor speaks. I cannot wait till the South American nations finally get their update. It's going to be beautiful, and I am very much looking forward to it, because I did enjoy Brazil very, very much. Central Africa. Well, I could play as them sometime, or South Africa. There's a lot of nations we could still technically play as. We might play as the Republic of China, or Japanese teachers. Let's look at that real quick. Invite Japanese intellectuals, Japanese teachers. Otto Ernst-Reimer, the state needed an iron-handed guidance in Germany's iron fist. The career soldier in Germany, Nazi party's rising promise of former Hitler youth leader. A state needs an iron-handed guidance. He's the guy. Interesting. To banish want. Probably I don't want to play this. I might play the mod league some because I know that they have a thing, a mod we could play as them. There's a lot of who could play stuff for their museum. The carbon to sweat. The fear began a speech. Yes, indeed. We have my boy Ino Hodora. Does he not have? Okay, he does. Focus there. I was concerned for a second. I didn't see it. The Führer speaks. I think we got away with this one. Oh gosh, kind of can't. No, I can't go closer to it. No, I can't even move. It's terrible. I can go up, but I can't do much else. It's kind of sad. Kind of sad. There we go. We can finally go a little bit closer. To ensure continued prosperity. I might play as Japan sometime. I think Japan will be a fun nation to play as after we finish the Goering stuff up. Goering might both. Let's divert more infantry equipment. About 20,000 guns. Well, probably more than 20,000 troops, but you know, we're gonna have to get what we can. Yeah, I think we'll have a lot more. Probably, it'll be worth it though. I feel it'll be somewhat worth it. The Wolf, Martha Schmidt. Martha Schmidt, the Wolf of Berlin. Go before the Reichstag. Goering's legitimacy will increase by 5. Get event, the successor speaks. As president of the Reichstag here, Goering has a considerable influence within the Diet. Duda said, I don't know why I'm reading like that. I'm just trying to be funny. I don't know. Smile for the cameras. Let's go with yeah. Let's smile for the cameras. The successor speaks. The Reichsmarshal swaggered to the front of the crowd, confidence, his trademark stretching from ear to ear. Today he was adorned by his blue Luftwaffe uniform, its medals clanking as he took his position behind the podium. Behind him stood his most loyal advisor, the bespectacled Ferdinand Schoner, the sneering Otto Ernst-Reimer, and the smartly suited William Stuckart. Members of the Reichstag Goering spoke after a few moments of silence, gripping the podium, tallying with his jeweled fingers. I have humbly accepted the Führer's offer to become his official successor. A wonderful speech here, Goering. That's pretty helpful. We got some political power, too. Yee! Of course, we need to get more, but, you know, it is what it is. The Croatian autumn. What will the future bring? I'm not doing a very good epic voice. I'm doing a pretty sad epic voice. What will the future bring for Yugoslavia? An Adolf Hitler art gallery opens. My boy Joseph Bro Tito, the Bro. Joseph the Bro. It's kind of sad when you get the one. You get the -0. Smile for the cameras. To get the German citizenry behind the message of militarization, we must appear optimistic about the future. At the outset of our regime 3 decades ago, Germans left a cynical state following the trauma of the previous decade. We had to be reminded the glories of being German and the need for optimism. With Dr. Goebbels' happy-go-lucky propaganda helped quench. Like our propaganda success decades prior, by smiling for the cameras and presenting an attitude for positivity and hope, we will unite the fatherland once more. Quell worries for the future. Smile for the cameras. That kind of hurts to read like that. Smile for the cameras. One bad photo. Dine with high society. Dominance on the television. Probably should have done that first, but we did not, sadly. So, oh my gosh. Oof.
We could the new great game turn. I do not care about the great game. The People's Revolution Council asserted themselves were amazing, thwarting them off for good. The Mongolian Civil War. I guess they survived. Good for Alexander. Good for Alex, my boy Alex. He did it. Had a friend named Alex. If you watched Pekka Pice videos a long time ago, you might have seen him in the videos. Now, don't talk with him anymore, which is quite sad. And it's kind of sad to know I've been doing this YouTube channel for so long. I mean, not that long, actually. Not about 2 years of my life, and I'm only about 15. I'm turning 16 next, not next month, April. Congratulations to the champions. But still, I just think it's relatively sad that I'm over here. That probably was not the best decision. You know what? I don't care. Let's go with electronic engineering, silhouette detection. Look for opportunities. Well, our GDP will. Oh, that's probably not great. Increase our GDP. We'll get the increase. Earner has some fascinating ideas. We could always use more workers in armament factories. GDP. That's good. That's good. So let's go with Goring's legitimacy. Herman Goering smiling for the cameras. Done with high society. One bad photo. Make sure that young man's also. Let's try with a far-off look. Goering instructed. Make sure that fun young man knows how unhappy I am. Well, apparently it's not a very good photo, so we're not gonna. I don't want to lose political power, so I'm just gonna make sure he knows how unhappy I am, because I don't want to leave people around. That's my dog barking in the background. I still don't know why I'm reading like this, but I am. Influence expanded draft. Acted against the SS. Power-hungry flyboy, blowhard politician, Hermann Goering. Hail Hitler, mustache Dr. Goering side, so apparently we lose a lot of stability, which is going to hurt how much, not that much, so that's good to see. Although we were probably making a bit more political power before. Goering's legitimacy will increase by 10. Guaido will install Argentina. Argentine democracy hangs by a thread. The collapse of the triumphants, our greatest threat. Argentina. Structural unhinging, my boy. Liberal radicalism. UCRID. The rat speaks out. My apologies, Herman. Could you please portray calmer expression? Perhaps Johannes probably said the Reichsmarshal. I'll give you calm. Severe student protest. That sucks. My apologies, Herman Schoner. So great teeth rubbing so it doesn't matter. Of course it bloody matters. Goering explained, don't you call me Herman. All over a damn photo. Well, that was probably not the brightest idea. Goering. But at least he's still kicking, you know, I don't know who the kid is, but, you know, Goering's a nice guy, you know, he's a nice guy. Of course, we're losing a lot of political power, we lost a lot of war support, and a lot of stability, which sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, we could do air reconnaissance. I'm not going to do that, though, because I do not care about the great game. That much, honestly, because I want to invade everything. Everything for Germany. Germany is everything. Oshera released. Anarchy in the army. That's not great. Empire declare war on Yugoslavia. Let's go. I'm rooting for ya. My boy Che. Or not Che. Sorry. Tito. I'm rooting for my boy Tito. I love the cultures. I think cultures are very interesting. Burgundian, interesting. State and force culture. Dine with high society. The Republic of Turkey declared war on Italy. Who will win, Turkey or Italy? The UMAJF victory in Malaya and isolated occurrence are a sign of something larger. The Syrian national state. Who will win? Apparently it's led by no one, so I don't know. Dine with high society. Hey, our barman, I am glad to see you. Meeting in the beer hall. Now we can go with Roar of the Radio. And then now deceased Reichsminister of Public Enlightenment, Doc Propaganda, Dr. Joseph Goebbels once said the radio was the greatest propaganda asset ever devised, encouraging the industries of growth at the outset of our regime. Although Goebbels is unfortunately no longer with us, we shall take a page from his book and use the methods of radio to solidify, I don't know, I'm talking like this, of our influence, like a really weird Italian dude. We will roar on the radio till every single German is united behind the agenda of our warfare, glory, and national redemption. Don't get to, well, at least we gain a lot of political power, which is good to see. Bring here regiments to our side. We're gonna have a lot of here regiments at the end of this, I think. Of course, we can't do, unfortunately, that, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Dominate on the television. We'll do that. Civilian factories, infrastructure. I'm gonna go with Posen. Get that area. Maybe Sacken, Brandenburg. A roar on the radio. We just have to do the other path, and then we go train all day, every day. Train all day, every day. The biggest parade yet. I don't know, I'm going insane over here. Matter of shooting first. Crush the liberals, strangle the SS. Invoke Hitler's name. What a name. What a name it is. I just imagine that Christian song, you know? I'm Christian, but, you know, still, it's funny to hear that, you know, what a name. I might actually have to, I might have to make that as a joke, because that would be quite funny. Might have to make that would be quite funny indeed. Reichstag Emergency Council. Look for opportunities. Bormann increase resist SS with help from party loyalists. Oh, guys, help Bormann. Didn't mean to help. Probably want to go back and fix that. Yeah. Should I? The answer is yeah, I'm gonna fix that because I'm not letting Bormann take more political. How the hell would I help Bormann out? That's, oh my lord. Don't want to help Bormann out. Bormann ain't a friend. Bormann's a damn enemy here. Abdul Karim Qasim, if you go by any part of the country, you'll see the widespread misery, poverty is in the life of the people. You'll see in shacks near the marshes the moving skeletons. Oh, I'm talking like this. That's a good, I like that one. That is good. I like that. Let's go. Bring here regiments to our side. Roar on the radio. Now we have quite a while to get back to the 21st, but we won't take on grid power. 422. Interesting. Production units, we have quite a bit. Less civilian factors, which is unfortunate. Which we'll get that fixed eventually. Manpower, we'll get that fixed eventually. War support, we have no stability, which is, you know, just great to see. I love having no stability. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's what it is. Economy, how are we doing on the economy? Inflation is up by quite a bit. Debt to GDP. Auto payment. Civilian spending. I have no idea how any of this works. We have exceptional now, which is great. Quite a big sphere, which is good to see. We're the third largest economy, which is unfortunate. Wish we were first. Many creation. 1%. Um, 1%'s not bad. 1% is not bad. Tito and the Partisans defeated. Oh, frick. We can probably look for opportunities. Let's not mess this up this time. Growing its legitimacy, increase security service effectiveness, restrict SS movements. I should probably look at more of the economy screen. Problem is, I have no idea how it works. uh, economic warning signs is positive right now. Inflation critical, it's under control. Open for business, a report from Norway increases our GDP. Awesome. Bloated reserves. Extremely high deficits, manageable. Well, at least we're managing stuff, you know, it's not terrible to see. The biggest parade yet. The SNP holds on in Scotland. The lights of the north stays alight. Pledging closer ties to the OFN. Interesting. The Republic of Scotland, led by Robert. I want to play some of these smaller nations sometime. I know they don't have the largest focus trees, but it would be kind of interesting. I kind of want to play as Ireland since it does have about 5 years. Well, I don't know who Joseph O'Connor is. I guess he doesn't. Poor Joseph doesn't get a picture. Poor Joseph. Why doesn't Joseph get a picture? Poor Joseph. I kind of want to play as these guys. They do have a little democracy mechanic. I kind of might play as them sometime. I might do a short episode playing as them. That might be quite fun. Bring hero regiments to our side. We don't need that many troops, though. The Cold War. How's it going in the Cold War? We have a decent score, better than the Japanese, though. We have 200 victories. Military by economy. Just they're beating us primarily in those two. Hawaiian Missile Crisis. Stalemate. Nukes. Spears. Tensions. American-German tensions. 55% German. We don't like the Japanese. At least they don't like the Japanese. The Japanese probably in the worst position, I would guess. Just because of how it is. Dominate the television's the biggest parade. Yeah, we could do that. Or we could do supply local division. I think we're gonna do supply local divisions a bit first. Oh, well. I think it just finished with that focus. Give it a second. Or it was a war, one of the two. Send in the here. Let's go with, let's fix out Brandenburg. Don't like the television, the biggest parade yet. Let's actually go with supply local divisions first. We can do bolster the Luftwaffe, approach to Waffen. Waffen, at least the Waffen SS will be a little bit loyal to us. Increase the loyalty to the militarist, toward the Panzer Fleet. Train all day, every day. All day, every day. Training every day. Training every day. Has Bargaining finally done it? What does the madman think he's doing? Starting Geheim. So we have these completed, which is good to see. Empire of Manchuria. Asian. Oh, Asen, he's still kicking around. Well, I can't wait till he gets invoked through. Trouble in Paradise. We can't be everywhere at once. Madagascar. Well, it's sad. We can't be everywhere at once. I'd love to help you, Emil, but we can't help you. I'm sorry. Place the Fuhrer under a 24-hour medical watch now. Poor Fuhrer. Let's go look for opportunities. Bormann and Goering. Manpower. Let's help Goering. Westphalian. Put the hero to work. Bring hero agents to our side. I don't know how we're gonna get through all of this. If he dies soon, I don't know how we're gonna get through all of it is my question. If he dies rather soon, which I hope he doesn't. The Guangxi Krieg, but my boy Zhao. Yep, barely know Guangxi Krieg. Poor guy. Are they a puppet of the puppet? Interesting. Are they a puppet of Forlore? These guys are puppet of. They're in a faction, so they're not a puppet state. Interesting, very interesting. Let's go with Tor the Panzer Fleet. Wow, let's go with bolster the Luftwaffe. No, let's pick Tor the Panzer Fleet first. We can spend money at the end. Hopefully that will hurt us a bit less. How are these guys kicking around? They're kicking around okay. 9 divisions. These guys have 4. These guys, I don't know how they're gonna win. Open the German military's GUI. I do like that. I like the GUI being right there. Hermann Goering. Let's go with these guys. Let's just get air radar. I don't know. Or the Panzer Fleet. I think we may be able to barely get in time before invoke Hitler's name before my boy Hitler hits the bucket. We've lost a lot of stability, which is quite unfortunate. Though my boy Goering, he's doing work. Amur, Madagascar. Use anarchy. Anarchy's quite big over there. Category selected in Uruguay. Leftist, rightist, and proto-fascist all in the same place. Doesn't seem stable. Oh, that definitely doesn't seem stable. Interesting. The Switzerland Mirage. Balkans a model colony. So is Uruguay, Switzerland of America. Interesting. I can't wait till Switzerland gets a focus rate. I'm sure they'll be interesting to play. Italy wins the Italo-Turkish War. There we go. My boy, Syrian National State, which is, you know, Eric Koch injured. At least these guys are. There's so many states here. It's so interesting to see these tiny little states. Bring hero regiments to our side. We might not have too many. Jerusalem Conference is a step towards peace. Colonial government. Emirate of Transjordan. Opposed extremisms. The uneasy peace. And Italy's finest. Well, you better hope that they're your finest. Let's go short punk tactics. I don't know how helpful it'll be, but it seems like something Goering would want. My boy Goering, heavy aircraft. We'll go with Cobra missile. Toward the Panzer Fleet. Strongly worded letter. Hail Hitler situation in Madagascar. Well, we will get to this later. I'm sorry, guys. We're not gonna get to it right now. But we're gonna go. Well, let's go with the bolster of the Luftwaffe. Shoot armed protesters. We can meet with the authorized bombings. Sabotage enemy logistics. Let's do that. Send combat German engineers. Let's supply their forces and authorize bombing sorties. We could send German. I could send some troops, but we're just gonna send some supplies right now. The collapse of German Madagascar. Hopefully he comes out on top. Hopefully he does. I would hope he does. You know, as I said, I hope he comes out on top. American military advisor German bombing runs. Nixon submits to the weak. German sabotage effort. So they're being kicked around a little bit. So hopefully they should have a decent shot at winning. Looks like they're pushing a little bit, so I have to give them, well, looks like they're kind of being pushed back a little bit too. So we'll see who comes out on top. Look for opportunities. Let's go with Bormann, these guys. It's the right earned in blood. You'll approach the Waffen SS next. The Jerusalem Conference fails, a tragedy. That's not good for the government Toronto de Levant. It's not good for them, I must say. Pretty bad, actually. The prefect. Bulgaria sides with Italy. Oh, I don't care if they side with Italy. Goering's gonna kill them all. It's my boy Goering. Goering the murderer. Conquest economy. Goering's got a plan. Bring here regiments to our side. 12 won't be bad. Not as many as they might have, but will be enough. We'll have a large army at the initial start anyway, so. Boast the Luftwaffe. Approach the Waffen. Bolster the Luftwaffe will give us a little bit less stability and less political power, which is unfortunate, but then we'll approach the Waffen. Goering takes over the Levant. The Jews have found their Zion, Israel. Harut and the Free Lebanese State, Camille. Israel's taken over. They take over a lot. Jordan signs peace accords with Israel. Abdullah al-Bahassein, Israel. Israel takes some land. That's good for Israel. They take a good amount of land too. Jordan's still kicking around. Could they be planning another revolution? I was looking in south or this area. I'll probably have to go, but I'll see you all in a second. And we are back. I just got my hair cut. Well, anyway, thank you for. I guess it's like 1 second for y'all. But anyway, thank you for being, I guess, patient. I don't know. Anyway, we're back and let's get ready to go. The way as is. Approach the Waffen. Bribing the Waffen SS will assure some of their elements will be loyal to us when the powder keg explodes. And that'll be beautiful. And then we can do the biggest parade yet. She's beautiful. She's going so well. I am loving this. Hopefully Hitler, doesn't hit the bucket too soon, no. Don't want Hitler to hit the bucket too soon. Spears call, the final curtain is falling. Hermann Goering slumped into his chair with a heavy sigh, glanced out the window, watching his wound struggle to break free. Hitler was in a coma. Hail Hitler, came Spears' voice. I'm sure you would agree that the Fuhrer's absence of the helpless Spear is not gone unnoticed. Dr. Karl Brandt has served Hitler faithfully. You're a scapegoat, Schab, or the final curtain is falling. Well, that's not good. That's very bad, actually. At least these guys aren't, like, too bad being beaten. At least they're doing fairly well. Who's American, Japanese? Okay, I guess these guys are born with the Japanese. Interesting. Interesting. Wendell Fertig, old man of the resistance. Approaching the Waffen SS. He wins get Welsh elections. Announcer of the left-wing party. So the left has won in Wales. Could play as Wales too. They might be interesting to play. Although I think I want to play as. I think I might play as Ireland sometime. I'm really interested to play as Ireland. Conglomerates. Let's bring heroes into our side. We want to win this war, ASAP. Approaching the Waffen SS. And the Waffen SS is now on our, or at least part of it's on our side. Now we can go with, let's do the biggest parade yet. Walter, who will? In a world where both real and imagined, the Reich needs a politician capable of asserting its strength in the world stage. That man is Walter. Or Walther. Walter? Walter. Oh, do they actually have like each individual that is interesting. You have a little history of each little state. That is fascinating. Not in all the states, of course, but in a lot of them. Like, let's get London, Greater London area. Vast amounts of rubble. Interesting. Paris. This is very interesting. I'm fascinated by that. I love that, how each little thing is its individual thing. Istanbul. Yeah, I love that. It's fascinating. That is absolutely fascinating. Look for opportunities. Let's go with Goering, traditional roles. Break up the marches. Break up the marches via Goering. They're going the wrong way. We can only wait and pray for their safety. Well, we will be praying for them. We will be praying for them. Let's say the economy. How's the economy looking? Well, we're losing. Inflation's going down a little bit. GDP is going pretty well. The Ministry of Lusitania, that can't be right, can it? Debt ceiling unlimited. Wow, that's pretty interesting. We have an unlimited debt ceiling. Probably not good for us though. A temporary tax cut. The Yasuda crisis. What falls faster, a man or his shares? The Yasuda crisis out with a crash. The men stood by, still calmly waiting for their turn to jump. A Tokyo Exchange Secretary. Don't probably want to do any of that. Fresh off the presses. What can we do? We can go count our pennies. A triumph of Germania. Let's go with our next thing. Train all day, every day. Hermann Goering looked down at the balcony of the grandiose display before him. He gripped on his ledge of balcony, hand waved to his people. His thoughts to himself silently. One must appeal to the base interest, war, military, and grandeur. He had ordered a display of power on a grand scale, not seen since the glorious celebrations following the triumph of the Second Weltkrieg. It had been expensive, of course, but his revitalization of the economy following the Führer's inevitable demise would more than make up for it. A sense of pride surged through him as the Hermann Goering division marched forward to lead the procession. The splendor of those uniforms, the synchronization of their steps, the sheer beauty of those mechanical creatures rolling forward. It was almost too much to handle. He was enraptured by his own propaganda. Goering chuckled softly. Perhaps he would build a statue of himself in Germania. One for Hitler, too, of course. Maybe ever so slightly smaller than his. Stop prattling me, Field Marshal. Goering laughed as he turned towards Ferdinand Schroeder, who was comparing himself to Otto Ernst, remembering Johann von Kriegsming. You're missing the parade. Off Ferdinand. Did you see that mouse? Amazing. Interesting. Bring here regiments to our side. Oh, we're gonna wait for that. We are gonna wait. Let's wait. Let's try and get our political. I think we'll get enough political power. Hopefully. The shallow launches the bullets once a distant war in a distant land. I think we'll have enough time to get our political power up. But I do want to make sure Bohemia remains loyal to us. Hopefully, at the very least. So it's 35 days. We should probably have enough. Yeah, I think we'll have enough time to do it. Might go with one more. Bring hero regiments to our side. Get 16 troops, but that's it. That's probably it. These guys are doing pretty well. American technical aid, of course, the Japanese can keep doing their stuff. We're not going to spend too much resources on, on milk. But he's not doing a bad job. Though. He's kept most of his troops. Of course, he's a little bit less troops than those other folks, but I think he'll still come out the V. Infrastructure. Schleswig-Holstein, let's go with there. And then let's go with where is it? Let's go with military base, administrative office. Inducted people hospital, build that in Germania, and a school in Germania. We're gonna have the best educated, best liberals retain power in Canada. CHP victory in Turkey. Good for the Turkish, I guess. Economic stagnation. Canada keeps Lester B. Pearson. Elizabeth in exile, the Nixon shock. Constitutional limbo. I cannot wait for Canada to see. That's going to be very interesting until Canada. I cannot wait for Canada to finally become a focus tree so we can have the joy of playing Canada. Especially with all the recent events going on. Maybe something will be referenced to them. I don't know. Probably means it's not recent, of course, what's going on now or in the game, but still. Train all day, every day. So 35. We should probably make it by the time we strangle the SS. Free production units, lost production units. I don't know what that exactly means. It is what it is. Navy. We're not gonna do anything with this. Admirals. Train all day, every day. The revolt that failed. Nosotros lucamos para usted luta. I don't know what that means because I don't speak. Believe it's Spanish because Brazil was Portuguese. So I don't speak Spanish, so sorry about that, folks. Making our move. We must shoot first. Although we have recently seemingly been successful in establishing the Reichsmarschall Goering's the Führer's rightful successor among the public and military options, there are still those who, foolish and stubborn enough, to continue to challenge Herr Goering. The Führer's judgment on this time is coming. We must make our move on these hostile elements for the safety and security of the greater Germanic Reich. We must be brutal, for it's either ours or their lives. Let's go with Marines. Yeah, good. Let's bring key regiments to our side. And then after that, we will do, of course, secure Bowman Marine. There it is. So that'll be good. We'll have a good amount of territory, hopefully, at the end of the day. Look for opportunities. Let's go with Goering and Borman, giving some support to them, and to get a little bit of GDP growth, so it's not too bad. Our GDP looks to be going up pretty well. Inflation's down a bit. Federation, all those guys don't really care what they're doing. Doctrines available. Let's go with spear points. Making our move. I think we're gonna have we're gonna barely make it, so we can get Bowman Marine on our side. Advance over the Second Philippine Republic is time for the All Filipino Revolutionary Socialist Army. Second Philippine Republic is part of the Japan. Ooh, that's not good. So these guys don't look to be going too well, which is quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. I would love to help out our boys in the U.S. Filipinos, but that's not gonna happen. It's like the death of Jawahar Nehru. This means the fate of India. But VK, my boy, VK. How is it looking in? Ooh, hopefully it doesn't crash. No, it didn't. Good. These guys are looking to be kicking around still. They're getting some more divisions, 4 to 5, so probably 5 divisions now. But I went to 1960 approval an election. Interesting. Peru. 2 superpowers, 1 economy. The power struggle. Making our move. There we go. Let's crush the liberals. Let's strangle the SS. Matter of shooting first. Heydrich must die. Goering folded his arms and prowled around the table deep in thought. His lackeys must be purged. We'll use the failed 50s coup as our explanation. Goering could feel a surge of energy spiking through him as he reeled through his list of foes. He hadn't felt as alive since 1934. I still haven't decided on Heinrich Müller. He's a Bormanite, yes, but many of them will flock to my cause when I'm declared Führer. He stays on the list too. Too much of a risk. Shorter was strumming his fingers against the tables. For Spear supporters, we should start with the merry band of Bolsheviks. Kissinger, Schmidt, and the loathsome era Tresco. They should all be hanged. As traitors. Not Tresco, Goering corrected. He's a military man. He must be shot. The Knights of the Long Knives had not been this complicated since Persian SA leadership. Quite and a few conservative party rivals, nothing compared to the political quagmire Goering had to navigate. There are many rising officers that must be taken care of as well. Sure, should shoot a shot if you insist. Show me the list. Goering ran his eyes for those 7 names. Are these men even political? Perhaps not, but I'm certain I am. I certainly am. Sure said with an unblinking stare. If I weren't, you would not be in such a high standing with the militarist. If you think these deaths are necessary, then so be it, Goering muttered, understanding the threat. Was this how Hitler had felt all those years ago? Was Goering nudged him into purging his own personal rivals? What we need is a Reich free of traitors and threats. Interesting. Strangling the SS. An unexpected opportunity. Officer Clark on the put down the phone. His mind racing, which isn't told. An independence referendum in Jamaica. An enemy of our enemy is our friend. Well, I guess we can interfere in the. I'm not going to do anything with this. Jamaican independence. Federation membership, Jamaican independent. I don't really care because we'll invade them. Casazono, Chile. Make a Commonwealth connection. I don't know if I'll do that. Federation membership. I don't know if I'll do it. You know, it might be helpful, but can the corporate state survive the fall of the chief executive Suzuki? Just wait. The fall of the chief executive. Can the corporate state survive? Who knows? We're about to get our 200 political power to finally secure Bowman Marine. I'm more worried about the Civil War than I am all the rest. I want to finish the Civil War quite quickly, quite decisively. Strangling the SS. How's it looking over here? 23%. That's not great. Strangle the SS. Crush the liberals. I don't think we're gonna have enough time to do anything there, but you know, it is what it is. Rasak wins the Malay election, one lapdog to another. Akita elected. Good for Akita, I guess. Malaya. It's a provisional constitution. He's in the OFN. Spear. Good for him. Cover our tracks. Let's go for this. Cover our tracks. Solana Lima wins the Argentine election, a blast to the past. I don't think we're gonna win, but you know, is what it is. The Verona conference ends. Kind of backing the Japanese, I guess, is what we're doing here. Because the Japanese are probably getting 4 days. Look for opportunities. Goering legitimacy. Goering is very legitimate. Do not question Goering. 2 days in the Jamaican. I don't think we're gonna win, but it is what it is. We'll take Jamaica out too. Jamaica declares independence. Is the United States losing her grip? The shockwaves will across international Jamaica voting to leave the West Indies Federation, despite opposition from Prime Minister mainly. Wow, Jamaica really did leave. They're still in the OFN Spear, but you know. West Indies Federation. That is very interesting. It was unlikely, but still it happened. Wow. These guys like to be, they can be crushed there. They can probably crush the OFN It'll be a battle between the two. Let's go with bringing here regiments to our side. Crush the liberals, and we will finally invoke Hitler's name. What's in a name? With the Greater Germanic Reich quickly descending into utter chaos, it is obvious that the fatherland will not find peace following the Führer's passing. Yet, there's still some glimmer of hope to quell any questions of further legitimacy once for all. We'll invoke the Führer's name and once again remind the public that Reichsmarshal Goering is his legitimate successor. Let's hope our reminders perhaps put a damper on the aspiration of others. Let's hope so. Ooh, they got surrounded. That's not great. A report from Norway. So many words have so little to say. Let's get all our guys here. Helicopter. Volksmann Let's send in. We're gonna send in the Volksmann here to send. I don't know how helpful they'll be. We'll send some air volunteers. We'll send one division. I don't want to send too many. But hopefully that will help them out a bit.
Ihre Befehle? Ausrücken!
Erwin Rommel. Hey, Erwin's still kicking. I'm happy with that.
Achtung!
Let's get these guys out of there.
Ausrücken!
We can hopefully get their capital out too. Maybe we get some more division. Oh, hopefully it doesn't crash. I hope it doesn't crash. Yeah.
Zurück!
The violence erupts on balance with triumph of the U.S. forces. Second Philippine Republic unites the Philippines.
Abbruch! Ausrücken! Los, los, los!
Hopefully we can get out of here in time. I'm kind of worried we won't. My guy's gonna get there in 2 days. Lost the division. Well, that was not great. Let's go back and just try and surround. Let's go back and just try and surround some folks. Once we have the power, we shall never again give it up, unless we are carried out as corpses from our offices. Joseph Goebbels, 1932. These are some beautiful images. I do love these art pieces. You are the Gestapo. Don't imagine we shall show you the slightest consideration. Heinrich Gestapo Müller, 1939. Let's go with authorized bombings, ship German military advisors, or
Ihre Befehle? Ausrücken! Rückzug!
the death of. Let's get out of here, boys. I think we're gonna barely get in there on time. We're gonna escape, I think. Yeah. We're holding our line fairly well, except the Americans are pushing back at us, which is annoying.
Ausrücken! Los, los, los!
Oh, nope, we're not gonna do that.
Ausrücken!
Just gonna invoke Hitler's name. Just
Befehle?
gonna hold here. What's in the name? Ah, excellent. Goering threw up the newspaper back on the table. His plucked his neck stung me. He scanned it intensely for shock. As my apologies, Reichsmarshal Herfischer said, my men have been scouring for weeks. Apology not necessary, Goering said, laughing. This place goes gobbles with Hermann Goering. He's not gonna need complaint from the grave, is he? Hermann and Hitler, a pair from the history books. We're just gonna hold our line, hopefully. We just can't lose any more ground. These guys are cracking down on both of us. The assassination of President Jose Yulo from pan to fire to next. German military advisors, let's send some German military advisors to them. We have a little bit less forces now, but you know it is what it is.
Achtung!
They're pushing us.
Abbruch!
It's kind of annoying how much they're pushing us too. They can get one force over there, that'd be beautiful. Looks like a Japanese sphere is gonna win, unfortunately. Which is annoying, but it is what it is. Invoke Hitler's name, we did. Can't do much now. Military coup in Thailand. Tendam Ketra. Union of State of Burma. The Union of Burma. Iberia announced the creation of the Iberian Council. A useless organization. Most likely, yes. The economy. We can just survive here, hopefully, at the very least.
Ausrücken!
Okay, now we're gonna hold here. Hopefully the Madagascar government will do decent damage against those guys and they'll run against each other. That'll be my hope at the very least. Look for opportunities. Unitary Caribbean. Will the Union endure the storm? Jamaica accepted Federation to learn the Prime Minister Eric Hammer secure the West Indies continued independence is not a federation state but a unitarian state. Spears Goering's legitimacy allowed slavery. Goering gets some more support. The start of something beautiful. These guys will, guess they don't have a focus tree, guess they're just kicking around. Dreams of unity, autumn, farewell, mein Führer. He lies catatonic on his bed, the death of Hitler, never know when to send whom the bell tolls for. Herr Goering, the butler, cried as Goering was returning from the stroll in the forest. I just received a terrible call. The Reichstag told me the emergency council pronounced you as a new Führer. They say it's time for mourning, not ceremony. Goering felt a sharp pain among his chest. He lent his butler. Taking deep breaths, those fucking bastards. Germany had escaped his grip. No matter, he had to act swiftly. Bormann and Tiger had already fled the city, according to his spies. War was coming. Extensive military preparations had been made. It was time to fly north. Never send no to whom the bell tolls for thee. Hitler died. The Reich mourns. Adolf Hitler is dead. A day to remember. We still have decent support, so we can probably do stuff. A funeral for the Führer, that was abrupt. Indeed it was. The flock takes flight. His soon pieces will soon be in face. The Luftwaffe begin to act, crying jet birds. Strange flocking habits. These guys are still kicking around, which is good to see. Field Marshal Speidel frantically attempted to ascertain flight. The Luftwaffe's pieces will soon be in place. Oh, Johann von Kiegelmann. Kiegsman? I don't know what's this dude. Hailing the Reich. The Reich sits in a state in confusion now. For the past week, the Reichstag has been in others' throats for the simple matter of who the Citizens' Reich should hail as Führer is dead.
who should hail now that his fear is dead. While it's always assumed the next fear would be saluted, the current chaos is any lack of real plan. Christ meant that the German people have been left in a state of utter confusion, as the Reichstag bickered and the more ideological minded have chosen their candidate for office. Soldiers hailed the generals of their home city, citizens hailed workers in the economy, some still hailed Hitler. It seemed as every German had decided their own special little salute. Nobody liked one another's. By the end of the week, Hail the Reich had become the most agreed upon salute upon people in Germany, but no one seemed particularly enthused by it anymore. Can we agree on nothing? Hail the Reich. Here, acting strange, Bormann is making his move. Heydrich, rise it up. It has begun. Spearians, rise up. After news Albert Speer's division loyal to him has begun a rebellion. It's time for us. After Bormann, it's time for Goering rises up. Their seats gain the field with war. Goering's nation called loyal legions. Would Hitler have wanted this? Who knows? Bormann breaks away. Our eagle's fallen. The Civil War has begun. Well, as the Civil War begins, I will end this episode, and I will hope to see you all next time for another brilliant episode, hopefully brilliant episode of this series. Thank you all for watching. I love you all so much, and goodbye.
In 1814, we took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we caught the bloody British in a town